Hey guys, hello and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm opening up 102 packs of Tim Hortons Legends. And do you want the world's best or do you not? Well, let's just say I'm very happy with this break. I'm just not going to tell you what I got, but wow, I'm still having chills from it. Let's just put it that way. So without further ado, okay, let's get right to it. So there's two packs I've already opened, and then of course the box I have not opened yet. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I opened already. So we've got a Kevin Lowe base card, and then we have this. This looks really nice. A championship resume of Brian Hutzier, and a base card of Brendan Shanahan. And then next, we have a Trevor Linden base card, a Steve Eisenman UD Canvas Legends, and a Sarah Vaillancourt base card. So I like that this has the females hockey's players in there. So, because I just don't think you see enough of that. Okay. So I'm going to start off by cutting this up here. There you go. And here are the packs in all their glory. There you go. So let's start with the first pack on the left. And see what we get. Okay. So we have a Ed Belfour and a Angela James. So now for these, I did not know what any of the cards look like or any of the inserts. I actually honestly just found out these were coming out. So so a lot of this is going to be a surprise to me. The only thing I've heard is there's something's best, world's best or something that apparently is fairly hard to get or whatever, so I'll be pretty stoked if I get something good there. And then we have a Johnny Bower UD Canvas Legends. Yeah, and I'm assuming that's in black and white because there's no color version of that photo. Okay, on to the next pack. So we've got a Bobby Clark base and a Chris Pronger base. And we've got a championship resume of Adam Graves. So that's pretty nice. Okay, on to the next pack. Alright, we're starting with an Al McInnes base, and then a Danielle Goyette, and we have a record books of Manon Rhéaume. So there you go. She is the only female player to have played an NHL game. It was a preseason game, and it was for Tampa Bay at the time. So I definitely remember that back in the day, because that obviously was a pretty big deal. And unfortunately, we have not seen that since. So here we have a Frank Mahovich, and then we have a Adam Oates, and the insert is nice. So we've got a Pioneers Wayne Gretzky. That is awesome. There you go. World's best would be better, but definitely not complaining there. It's pretty awesome. Alright, let me try and open this in a way that you can't actually see the pack on the other side. So we've got a Joe Nieuwendyk and a Gillian Apps. And finally, the insert is Record Books of Ed Belfour. So that's the second one that we get of that insert set already. Alright, next pack we have a Brad Richards and a Ray Whitney base. And the insert is a championship resume of Scott Niedermayer. Okay. Next, we have Glenn Hall base and a Thérèse Brisson. And finally, we have another UD Canvas Legends, this one of Mike Gartner. Still no Habs yet. Alright, Lady McDonald and Scott Gomez. And Record Books again, Joe Sakic. So Dave Andrechuk, this is a very Toronto Maple Leaf centric box so far. Mike Modano. And finally, we have another Record Books, this time of Patrick Roy. Okay, well, it is Patrick Roy. So that's going to my PC collection. And on to the next pack. Oh, another Patrick Roy, this time in a Habs uniform, so that's awesome. PC hit right there. And then we have a Ray Bourque. And finally, Teemu Selanne Championship Resume. On to the next pack. Jean Béliveau, so another Hab. So as soon as I complain of the lack of Habs, I'm just getting the Habs here. Chris Chelios, and finally, Record Books of Ray Bourque. Alright, I gotta figure out how to open these packs better. I really don't want to butcher the cards. It helps that the insert is in the middle. That's for sure. So we've got a Grant Fur. And a Butch Goring. And finally the middle is Trendsetters, Pioneers of Al McInnes. On to the next pack. Larry Robinson. Stan Mikita. And finally, UD Canvas Legends of Joe Sakic. Not a huge fan of canvases anymore, but this is not a bad looking canvas set so far. Oops, sorry if I moved that a bit. Okay, next we have a Marcel Dion, followed by a Caroline Ouellet, and finally we have a championship resume of Bernie Parent. Alright, I'm just gonna get a little stack here because I keep messing this up. Just do this in a way that... There. On to the next pack. So Mark Recchi and Vincent D'Anfous. Record books of Haley Wickenheiser. So of course Haley Wickenheiser is probably the best female hockey player ever. I don't know. Alright, Trevor Linden. And then we have Glenn Anderson. And finally, a Brian Trottier championship resume. On to the next pack. We have a Caroline Ouellette and a Bernie Federico. And finally, UD Canvas Legends of Tim Horton. Wonder if this is an SP or not. Because sometimes Tim Horton is an SP when it comes to the Tim Hortons packs. So that would be cool. Alright, next we have a Stan Mikita, followed by a Jana Hefford, and finally Wayne Gretzky of all players. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I need a sleeve. Whoa. Just give me 1 second, guys. Ah! Woo! Oh my gosh, I can't believe not only did I get a world's best, but it's Wayne Gretzky. Oh. Oh, that's amazing. Oh. Wayne Gretzky, world's best. Whew. Alright, let me just put that here to the side. Oh. Okay. On to the next pack. Wow. That is awesome. Well, now I know what they look like. So we've got a Brian Leach. And then finally a Casey Campbell. And then a UD Canvas Legends of Jana Hefford. I still can't believe I got a world's best of Wayne Gretzky. That is just amazing. Alright, Pat LaFontaine. I'm having chills right now. So I've pulled more expensive cards before, but I'm still having chills. So France Saint Louis. Record breakers of Terry Sawchuk. Now I haven't checked the condition on it, but because I just noticed some of the condition on this stuff is not the greatest. But I can't tell if this is supposed to look like that or not. I don't know if you can see that. I think it's supposed to be part of that, of the card, because it kind of looks bluish. So it's actually in very good condition. So I don't see any obvious tears anywhere, so that is just awesome. Okay, so now we have Mark Howe, followed by Mike Gartner, and finally Celebration. Ooh, that's a nice one. That is 3D. I don't know if you can see. Legendary Celebrations of Denis Potvin. I love that insert. Steve Larmer is next. And a Scott Niedermayer. Patrick Roy Championship Resume. Very nice PC hit there. I have to say, I'm definitely happy with this opening so far. I mean, no matter what I get next, I guess I definitely have to be happy. So we've got a Peter Stastny and a Megan Agosta, and then record books of Brendan Shanahan. Okay. Johnny Busick. And then we have a Andy Moog. And finally, not sure what it's called, but something Pioneers. Patrick Roy again. Wow, am I getting each of his inserts and the base card? I think I'm doing very well with my Patrick Roy PC collection. Okay, next is Tessa Bonham and a Steve Eisman, and finally we have a UD Canvas Legends of Bobby Hall. Okay, wish I knew what the odds were on the world's best. I don't think I see anything on the packaging here. Oh, there is. I'm gonna have to check later because it's very hard to read the text. So we've got Tyrion Fleury and Kim Saint-Pierre, and then followed by Championship Resume of Geraldine Heaney. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm back, and I guess the odds are 1 in 100 packs. So if I get any other world's best, I'm doing very, very good. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I believe it said it was either 5 or 6 card set. So we've got Martin St. Louis, and we've got a Billy Smith. And finally, record books of Wayne Gretzky again. Okay. I am being followed by a bunch of legends here, which makes sense because this is the Tim Hortons Legends break for 2023. So next we have a Brian Trottier and Sarah Vaillancourt. And finally, record books of Paul Coffey. So I'm assuming this only has players that no longer play in the league. So you're not going to see a player like Sidney Crosby or Alex Ovechkin. So Nancy Drolet and Brendan Shanahan. And finally we have record books of Haley Wickenheiser. Okay. Next pack. So Becky Keller and Brad Park. And finally we have a Trendsetters of Stan Mikita. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to take a pile here again. It just makes it easier. The packs are not very thick, so they're kind of hard to get out sideways there. It just takes extra time. So, Geraldine Heaney and Martin Biron. And finally we have record books of Paul Coffey. Next, we have a Haley Wickenheiser base card. It's very nice base cards in here. Mario Lemieux. And finally, Jacques Plante Championship Resume. Next, we have a Henri Richard and Peter Forsberg. And then finally, UD Canvas Legends of Mark Recchi. Sergei Zubov, Brian Bellows, and record books of Wayne Gretzky again. Next, we have a Alex Tanguay, Paul Coffey, and finally, record books of Brendan Shanahan. All right, Colleen Sorstorix, Chris Osgood, and finally, a Frank Mahovich Championship Resume. So we're almost halfway through the box, I would say. Vicky Sunorara and Doug Gilmore, as well as record books of Terry Sawchuk. Tim Horton, Bobby Hall, and finally, Trendsetters of Geraldine Heaney. I wish I could tell you that I know a lot of names in the, for women's hockey, but I don't. So I know the obvious names. Shannon Zvabados and Rod Bredamo. Finally, UD Canvas Legends of Stan Mikita. Luc Robitaille, Igor Larionov, and a championship resume, Thierry Fleury. Okay, now we have a Denis Potvin, Wendell Clark, and record books of Bobby Hall. Am I being too greedy if I say that I would love to get another World's Best in here? Even though it's 1 in 100 packs. So we've got a Wayne Gretzky base. Johnny Bauer. Oh, hold on a sec. So it looks like I have a donut prize card. And the last card was a Pat Lafontaine. Sorry if I just didn't pull it out there, but looks like it's just a code that you scan in, and as much as I want to give you guys a free donut, I wouldn't mind getting the free donut myself. Again, I'm being greedy, but I also have to be careful because there might be a better prize than that in one of those things, but I'm assuming I'm not going to get another redemption thing anyways. So we've got Teemu Selanne, Ray Bourque, and finally, record books of Larry Robinson. Next, we have a Jennifer Botterill and Chris Chelios, as well as a Jean Béliveau championship resume. So I have to say, I definitely love this break so far. I mean, even if I forget the world's best there, it's definitely a fun break. Lots of names I haven't seen in quite a while. So, Denis Savard, Tony Esposito, and UD Canvas Legends of Mario Lemieux, Le Magnifique, or Super Mario. I have not seen the Super Mario Brothers movie yet. I'm sure I will at some point, just not right now. Charline Labonté and Jason Harnett. And finally, Trendsetters of Dale Hawerchuk. Honestly, I have not seen a movie at the movie theater since before the pandemic hit. I probably definitely going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at the movie theater. But I don't know, you know, when you got a big screen TV, you got a VR headset and all that, it just, you know, you definitely don't go for the big screen anymore. So Cheryl Pounder, or I certainly don't. It's just for the experience, I guess. Michel Goulet. And finally, Record Books of Marcel Dion. Okay. Joe Sakic. Manon Rion. And finally, championship resume of Kim Saint-Pierre. That's definitely a name that I recognize. It's nice to see a lot of the women's hockey, you know, being in the NHL in some capacity. You know, in the head office of various teams, that's for sure. Matt Sundin, Katrin Ward, and finally a Celebrations, Brendan Shanahan. All right, so we're about halfway, I would say, with one major hit. Probably, I'm assuming that's probably the hit to get, unless there's a redemption of some sort. Jacques Plante, Andy Batgate, and finally, Record Books of Mario Lemieux. Okay, next we have Dale Hawerchuk, Cherry Piper, and finally Tim Hortons championship resume. Kevin Lowe, Phil Housley, and Record Books of Bobby Hall. Trevor Linden, Jana Hefford, Trendsetters of Jacques Plante. Mark Recchi, Bernie Federico, and Record Books of Pat LaFontaine. All right, Becky Keller, Glenn Anderson, and finally a Mario Lemieux championship resume. Next, we have a Geraldine Heaney, Vincent D'Anfrus, and finally, UD Canvas Legends of Grant Fuhr. Or Fur. Alright. Haley Wickenheiser, Brad Park, and record books of Larry Robinson. Next, we have a Henri Richard, Martin Biron, and record books of Marcel Dion. Sergei Zubov, Mario Lemieux, and finally we have Johnny Busick Championship Resume. Next we have Alex Tanguay, Peter Forsberg, and finally record books of Mario Lemieux. Alright, we're almost 2/3 of the way there, I would say. Sort of. Colleen Susterix, Brian Bellows, and finally, Trendsetters of 10 Lindsay. Okay, Vicky Sunohara, Paul Coffey, and UD Canvas Legends of Haley Wickenheiser. Next, we have a Tim Horton, Chris Osgood, and finally a championship resume of Brian Trottier. So just 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, I kind of had to make a new pile here. I'm running out of room, so I put some of the cards here. So now we've got Shannon Zabados, and Doug Gilmore, record books of Manon Rion. Next we have a Luc Robitaille, Bobby Hall, and record books of Ed Belfour. Denis Potvin, Rod Brind'Amour, record books of Joe Sakic. Next we have a Wayne Gretzky, Igor Larionov, and finally Jacques Plante Championship Resume. Next we have a Teemu Selanne, Wendell Clark, and UD Canvas Legends of Al McInnes. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and smash that like button. And don't forget to comment below, did you get any of these? So Jennifer Botterhill, and if you did, what did you get? Then we have a Johnny Bauer, and finally, Trendsetters of Mario Lemieux. Very nice. Next, we have a Denis Savard, Tony Esposito, and record books of Patrick Roy. Charlene Labonté, Jason Harnott, and finally Frank Mahovich, Championship Resume. Pretty sure I got that one already. Definitely seeing some doubles, potentially some triples. Just not paying attention enough to realize that I have a triple, I guess. So next we have a Cheryl Pounder, Michel Goulet, and finally Celebrations of Mark Recchi. Joe Sakic, Manon Rhéaume, and record books of Ray Borg. Matt Sundin, Catherine Ward, and UD Canvas Legends of Steve Eiserman. Jacques Plante, Andy Batgate, and a Thierry Fleury Championship Resume. Ed Belfour, Angela James, and record books of Haley Wickenheiser. Bobby Clark, Chris Pronger, and Trendsetters of Igor Larionov. Next we have Al McInnes, Danielle Goyette, and finally record books of Paul Coffey. And finally, we have a Frank Mahovich, Adam Oates, and a Jean Beliveau Championship Resume. Alright, next we have a Joe Nieuwendyk, Gillian Apps, and finally, UD Canvas Legends of Manon Rhéaume. Alright, so we have a Brad Richards, Ray Whitney, and finally, record books of Wayne Gretzky. This is definitely a triple. Finally, we have a Glenn Hall, Thérèse Brisson, and record books of Brandon Shanahan. Lainey McDonald, Scott Gomez, and finally a Kim St. Pierre Championship Resume. Dave Anderchuk, Mike Modano, and finally record books of Terry Sawchuk. Alright, so this is the last stack right here. Would love another world's best, but I mean, the one I got is very good. So, Patrick Roy, Butch Goring, and finally, Trendsetters of Borje Salming. finally, we have a Jean Béliveau, Stan Mikita, and UD Canvas Legends of Luc Robitaille. Grant Fur, Caroline Ouellette, Adam Graves Championship Resume. Larry Robinson, Brendan Shanahan, Record Breakers of Bobby Hall. Marcel Dion, Sarah Vaillancourt, and record books of Pat Lafontaine. Okay. Next is Nancy Drolet, Billy Smith, and record books of Larry Robinson. Brian Trottier, Kim St. Pierre, and Scott Niedermeyer Championship Resume. So I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do for the highlights. There's going to be one very obvious highlight. I mean, obviously I can't put every single insert that I got here, so I'm going to have to get it down to a much lower number. Martin St. Louis, Steve Eiserman, and UD Canvas Legends of Tim Horton. Thiorin Fleury, Andy Moog, and the Trendsetters of Angela James. Next we have a Tessa Bonhomme, Megan Augusta, and record breakers of Marcel Dion. Johnny Busick, Scott Niedermeyer, and finally Teemu Selanne Championship Resume. Peter Stastny, Mike Gartner, and Celebrations of Wayne Gretzky. Very nice hit again. Very hard to show you guys how this looks, but it is 3D. I mean, it's very old technology to put that on cards, but still, it is 3D, sort of. Alright, Steve Larmer, France St. Louis, and record books of Mario Lemieux. Okay, next we have a Mark Howe, Casey Campbell, and finally UD Canvas of Mark Recchi. I definitely remember having that one before. Alright, Pat Lafontaine, Cherry Piper, and a Bernie Parent Championship Resume. And finally, last, we have a Brian Leach and a Phil Housley, as well as a Trendsetters of Bobby Hall. Alright, so I will be right back with the highlights of today's break.
Here he can, oh, look at this! Oh, it's in! Oh my goodness!
Okay, so I'm back with the highlights of today's break. So first, we have an official prize card. For looks like it's for a donut. So yeah, the barcode you scan is on the other side. Now, in terms, I put Tim Hortons in here as a highlight because I mean these are Tim Hortons cards, and sometimes some of the Tim Hortons cards are SP. Since I have doubles of at least one or two of these, they're definitely not all SPs if there is an SP. So we have base card, Canvas Legends, Championship Resume, and then I put in Haley Wickenheiser, likely the best female hockey player ever. So we've got her base card, record books, UD Legends, Canvas Legends, sorry, and then Manon Réaume. This is her base, record books, Canvas Legends, and then Patrick Roy. This is his base, record books. And you know what? Record books, I actually have more record books cards, I'm pretty sure, than base cards. At least from the cards that are in here. So, yeah. Alright, so next we have a championship resume. Then we have a Trendsetters. For Mario Lemieux, we have his base card, his record books, his Canvas Legends, and his championship resume. Trendsetters. For Wayne Gretzky, we have his base card. We have record books, Trendsetters. There's also the legendary celebrations. I'm assuming this is probably about 1 in 50 packs because I only got 2 in the box. So, and then of course 1 in 100 packs. We've got World's Best of Wayne Gretzky, the great one. Wow, what a box! Incredible box. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any comments, please put some comments below. If you open any of these, let me know what you got. And until next time, have a great day, guys. Bye.